Hi, this is Samia from Henna Fixation with your dose of Henna Fix, and this video is about your questions. So recently in my videos, you guys have been commenting and emailing me and just talking to me under the videos, and it has been quite an experience and I really like it, and that means you guys are watching these videos and benefiting from them, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. So I am grateful for your questions, and actually there were some that kind of came all of a sudden, so I thought, why not make a video and talk about your questions that you have been asking me, so others who may miss it might benefit as well. And so the first question I'm going to be reading is from Michelle Tyson. Michelle says that I watch your videos every morning. You wake up the henna part of my mind. I can't thank you enough. Michelle, thank you very much, and you're very welcome. I am very glad to be inspiring you that way. And she says, I use an applicator bottle, but I'm hoping to change to cones. That is so hard for me. I get you. But here's my question. How do you open your tip to allow the henna to flow through your cone? And where can I purchase a practice hand? Alright Michelle, so here's the deal. You've been using applicator bottle for some time, which is awesome, but yes, if you transition to cone, you're going to realize that you will have a lot more control and things are going to be a lot easier once you get a hang of it, and you can. So there are actually two different ways people tend to roll their cones. The first way is to roll it open. So when you have that paper in front of you and you're rolling it, the tip is already open the entire time, and the way some of them do it is by using like a pin at the that you can find in the market. What is it, like, you know, the clothespin and stuff like that. So they put it in the end and they roll it, which means that the pin is always inserted and the cone is always open. So when you freeze it, or if you want to use it immediately, you just take out the pin and it's already cut open and it's very good to go. The second way people like to do it, and this is how I do it, is I roll them all closed. So when I roll them, at the end they're super pointy, and what you have to do is you have to cut them open to use them. So there is no opening of the tip, but there's just a cutting of the tip, and this is a method I really like. I know other people really like the open tip method. It works for them, but for me it's too complicated. I like to keep things simple, and to me just cutting it open to how I like it is the simple way. But another benefit of having it open all the time is that it's consistent, so it's always going to be open the same ways, because sometimes when you cut the cone you can make an accident and cut it too long, or you know, things like that. And so if that bothers you, then you might want to roll it in a way that it is already open and it's a perfect tip that you like. I hope this actually answers your question, Michelle. Okay, and as far as where to buy the practice hands and things like that, please email me at info@hennafixation.com. I will send you more information about where to purchase things, etc. Alright, and the next question is from TV. She says, hi, what do you think you can advise to a novice artist who wants to do an artwork for the first time on how many designs should be carried to an event? Okay TV, so if I understand your question properly, what you're saying is that you're a beginner henna artist and you want to go to an event and you don't know how many designs to take. This is a good question, and the answer is actually pretty simple. You don't want to take more than 4 or 5 designs that you're completely familiar with. And so because you're a beginner artist, you don't want to take any designs that you have never done before, or any designs that are kind of slow. So, you know, you struggle with them a little bit, basically. So you want to take the designs that are good for you, and you don't want to take too many, because then people are just gonna take forever deciding them. Maybe you want to have like a piece of paper, just by, you know, 8 by 11 sheet of paper that you can find regularly in the printer, and just you know, draw the designs, maybe 5 or 6 of them like I mentioned, but you just want to make sure that those designs you really practice and you can get them down to within 2 to 3 minutes. So you want to be able to practice them so quickly that you're drawing them nicely in under 3 minutes. So what that will do is that will help you to become really quick in your design, to offer a really quality piece, and to entertain more guests. Because what you want to focus on at this time, especially in a bigger event, is getting the hang of the event rather than trying to figure out a new design. So fewer designs and you're really good at those designs, and that should be good to go. Alright, I want to go to an older question that Ruxana Khan asked me about 2 weeks ago, and that was actually a really good question, and I wanted to address it here. I have actually responded to Ruxana before, but I want to talk about it here. And the question is, can you at least say some names who can confirm if I am good enough yet or not? And this actually is a very good question, and I believe it was under the video in which I'm talking about how to become a professional henna artist, and I do have several videos in that series. And so this is a good question because it's a difficult one to answer. Like, how can you understand if you are good enough or not? My question then would be, what do you think is good enough for you? So if you were gonna go to get some henna from somebody and you have it on your hand, what do you think is good enough? And you want to look at the artists that you follow, maybe on Instagram or on Facebook or wherever, that you look at your designs and you say, okay, you know what, this is a pretty good design. Of course, there's some artists out there who are just phenomenal and they're very good and you know who they are and they kind of blow your mind every day, which is great. They do that. And then there's some artists who you can tell that, you know what, they're not that big and famous yet, but they're still doing their thing. And so look at their work and be like, okay, so am I okay with this type of work? Do I like it? Is it something that I would pay for? So you want to look at the value of the work. Would you pay for it yourself? If you won't pay for it, then why do you expect other people to pay for it? And the second thing I want to say is to go and talk to those artists. So you're looking at their pictures and beautiful work online. Send them a direct message or an email, whatever way that they recommend that you speak with them, and be like, I've been following you for a long time. I really like your work and I admire it. And I think you're going to be a perfect judge, or you know, I don't know, a perfect help for me to decide if I am ready to put my work out there to use it as a business, to make it to earn some money. And I would really appreciate it if you would give me some input about that. And you send them a picture of some of your most, you know, some of your best work that you've done, and then you go from there. So wait for them a little bit and see, you know, if they're willing to help you out with that. And when the response is in the positive, then you can go ahead and send them some of your pictures of your most best done work that you've done, and then just see what they have to say about that. So before you do any of this, I mean, I'm assuming that you've already decided that your work, I mean, you're like, this is pretty good. I'm pretty proud of this. So be prepared to maybe receive an answer that you don't like. But again, you're mailing and sending those pictures to artists that you really admire. And so, you know, look at their work and take the criticism and see how you can improve. If they say you're good to go, that's awesome. Then you're good to go. And if they say, oh, maybe if you work on this aspect a little bit more, then you'll be ready, then work on that, you know, take that advice really seriously, and then you will be very good to go. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of laid back question answer video. I hope that this was beneficial to you, and if you have any questions, you can always email them to me at info@hennafixation.com, or you can leave them in the video comments and I will get back to you in whatever is the best way, whether it's by replying to the comment or it's by replying as a video. So yes, keep asking me questions. I love to know how I can improve and how I can offer you more information. And until next time, henna on.